is why you are genius. I mean, I'm happy to.
That's very nice of you to say.
Yeah, probably, you've taught me before, so I know how, when professors teach me,
Mm-hmm.
I know, just as you professors know how good a student is,
Mm-hmm.
we also are able to tell how these professors is. And for my part, I know you're very genius and you are good at what you do.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Yes. Before we even proceed to go into the admission process, I have something to say personally.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the time that I'll use this opportunity to also thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Besides not just for me being but from the start of my study abroad process,
Mm-hmm.
I think I reached out to you and your response were on time, and
Mm-hmm.
you actually gave me that chance, let me say, yes, the opportunity to be at UTEP.
Mm-hmm.
That is the merit, because I recall very well telling you about the status of from my home country,
Yeah.
and not being able to pay my application fee.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that at that time you were not waiving the application fee, but you told me you're going to waive it for me, and
Yeah.
hopefully it was waived, and I was
Mm-hmm.
able to get into the state transfer from Ohio to this place. And
Mhm.
that's one main reason that actually I stood on my decision to move from Ohio to come here, because
Yeah.
I realized the sacrifice and the time that I used to respond to my emails.
Mm-hmm.
It was very timely,
Mm-hmm.
and everything was on point. So I really appreciate that.
Great.
And not just when I got here, you've been so nice to me. So like the last time I told you, I was telling you too, because I
Yeah.
feel I need to be open and tell you whatever that I know, whatever that I come across, and I'm very much grateful about that. Everything you've done for me getting into the PhD program.
Yeah.
I know I think you influenced, you talked to me, what do you want to do after master, what do you want to do this, and
Exactly.
it didn't even allow me to finish the master, but I was able to get into the PhD program, and I'm very much grateful for all these things you've done for me throughout these years. And as it stands now, you're giving me a career path.
That's great.
Yeah, because I was like, so what was I going to do? I said, I want to be an economist, but
Mm-hmm.
now I feel good, I can do this. I didn't know I could teach until I got into the PhD program. I find myself teaching, and now
Exactly.
I feel used to all these, this profession. So I'm very much grateful for instilling this profession in me as well.
Well, I definitely appreciate hearing that. I think it's important to be clear too that you've made extremely good use of any of the opportunities provided.
Exactly.
So I think that's very important, that opportunities to be able to study here in the U.S., to be able to continue on your studies at the graduate level, that gives you the chance to potentially explore new things that you didn't know would exist. And at every opportunity, when those things popped up, you always took those opportunities and ran with it. And I think that's very, very important. And I would encourage any of the students that are listening, or people that are kind of a prospective graduate student, to think of your graduate studies not necessarily as like a very simple solution to get you from point A to point B, but a possible process or path. And you might think that you're on one path, but you find that like new opportunities emerge, and you can pivot. And I'm not sure that you thought when you applied for the master's program here that you'd be trying to complete your PhD in finance.
No.
It's kind of a shift, right?
Exactly.
But that shift made a lot of sense for you, and I think you're doing very well in that role.
Yes. Yeah, so thank you very much on that. So back to the admission process.